One of my favorite events of the year just came to a close with the NFL Combine over, which means it's time for a post NFL Combine 4-round New York Jets mock draft, and that starts right freaking now with a very special draft analyst guest.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Cover your ears, young Zariah Luna. I'm sorry for Aaron Glenn's language in that intro, but we're fired up, baby, for a mock draft Monday here on the channel. Let's get this party started. And by the way, real quick, let's hit them with it. A number one Austrian Jet fan sighting with a gifted membership right off the top rope. You love to frickin' see it here on the channel to kick off the show. So thanks, Austrian. Thanks, brother. Here we go. Let's flip the banner, by the way. We got a brand new giveaway happening. Congratulations, by the way, to number one Austrian Jet fan for winning our giveaway over the weekend. Terrific. And real quick, before we bring in our special guest, I don't want to waste a lot of time because he's got precious time here, but I promise to deliver it, and I will. Here is the next giveaway, baby. Throw it up on the screen. A New York Jets patched out pullover hoodie. Man, this thing is cool. Look at all those different Jets logos from Jets yesteryear all down the sleeves. That is now up for grabs for our March giveaway. A Super Bowl prize pack, multiple unique items from past Super Bowls. You're going to love this one when you get it, and a custom laser engraving Jets Boy Green package. This is the fun giveaway we have. If you'd like to be involved in this, just buy raffle tickets or $2.99 a pop. You can do that by buying yourself a Boy Green Coffee Club membership in the YouTube description down below, giving away Boy Green Coffee Club memberships on YouTube, or sending in super chats that collectively throughout the month end up adding up to $2.99 per raffle ticket. There are no limit on those raffle tickets, baby. Let's bring in our special guest, Dom Gastern C. Project Prospect. Graces us with his presence on another Monday, baby. What's up, Dom? Good morning.
Good morning, Paul. How are you, buddy?
Oh man, I'm great. I love the combine. It's a favorite my favorite event of the year, of the marriage of college football and pro personnel with all the free agency coming up. Oh, it's just exciting times, Dom.
Yeah, excuse me.
I know that can get a lot of people emotional. I break up about it too.
You know what? It's a lot of fun for me. It's like I said, I always said the Senior Bowl is the true culmination, or like, you know, that the off season has started when you're at the Senior Bowl, and this is kind of like the peak. And you know, it's just so everyone is involved, whether you're, you know, a football fan, whether you're a scout fan, you know, whether you're a draft fan, so on and so forth. I think everyone starts to really, really pay attention to the prospects right around this time at the combine. So, yeah, you know, I think people sometimes overrate it, if you will.
Yeah.
Overrate it in terms of the numbers that you're getting from that.
Yeah.
No, but listen, it's an interesting set of exercises, and you love to see these guys in their underwear or throwing in their spandex and this, that, and the other thing that they're doing. So
there's no question about it. And I see this from Darrell Snyder saying, I love the new intro. Shout out to Gator. We just got that new intro over the weekend. So thank you. Much appreciated. Now, Dom, before we get into the mock draft, and I want to get there for everybody that's tuning in. We've got a couple hundred people in the room. But before we get there, over the weekend, ESPN NFL insider Dan Graziano says the Jets are one of the teams interested in moving up to the number one overall pick, which would be for a quarterback. And Connor Hughes later confirmed yesterday that indeed the New York Jets and Tennessee Titans have had conversations about a trade for the number one overall pick. So a lot of spicy stuff. Now, Connor Hughes described it as preliminary conversations and just doing due diligence. Dan Graziano didn't seem to be indicating the same in his report, but nonetheless, there's a lot of pieces here. So I just wanted to throw it over to you, Dom C, before we get started. What is your reaction to the Jets doing their homework on a potential trade up to the number one overall pick, which would be, of course, for one of these young franchise quarterbacks potentially?
I think it's pretty smart. Not in the sense, and let me rephrase.
Yeah.
You like to see your new front office, your new brass, your new GM kind of taking the right actions in terms of flipping every stone and doing your due diligence. I do not think I would trade up to number 1 for Cam Ward. Again, everyone's going to have their own opinion. That's just mine.
Sure.
I don't necessarily think that this quarterback class, whomever it is, there's a guy that I'd like to trade up from 7-4 and give capital away. Now, that said, obviously written in pencil, you can write it in ink that I wouldn't want to give up the capital to go up to 1. If a guy slipped to 5, and you had to flip like a 4th this year and a 4th and a 3rd next year, I'm making it up. Yeah, that's a different story. But I don't think that there's I don't know if there's a franchise-altering quarterback in this draft class. So for me, I'll pass. But I love to see that Muji's doing his due diligence. What if Borgonzi says, "Oh yeah, we'd consider trading down. We'll take number 7. You got this player that we really like. His name's Michael Clemens.
Yeah, you never know.
So you never know. So
I will say this to that same point. Mike Tannenbaum joined Jake Asman from the Combine over the weekend. And one of the still great mysteries to me is how the Jets, I remember sitting in my living room and going, how did that just happen? The Jets were picking at 17th overall. The Cleveland Browns were picking at 5th overall. The Jets moved up from 17 to 5, and they didn't give up a future pick. Everything was in that class. It was their first and second round pick, and it was a bunch of veterans. Brett Ratliff, Kenyon Coleman, Abram Elam. And you're like, what the? No future first round pick. That's a 12 pick jump, and then all the way into the top 5 for a quarterback. And it was Eric Mangini, who the Jets had fired months ago, and then they were able to work with him to make the trade ball. Again, fascinating conversation. Go check that out with, Mike Tannenbaum on the Jake Asman channel. But it goes to show you exactly what you just said. You never know what we actually want this. Mike Tannenbaum talked about it's about listening to the other person and hearing their needs and seeing if you sort of mesh up with what they want, you want, and putting it together. Yeah, to me, I still can't believe the Jets somehow got that trade and didn't give up bupkis in future drafts. It was all in the first draft, and it wasn't a Ricky Williams. It's not like they gave up their full draft. They gave up their first, second round pick and a couple of random veterans. Unbelievable.
Yeah, well, and it's funny because it makes, like, I remember, I couldn't remember in detail who it was, but like I remember the deal. Mangini went to Cleveland and wanted his veterans. Like you got to remember, it happens more so. It seemed like it happened back in the day a lot more than it happens now. Like, you might see some guys that come, along, with Aaron Glenn, everyone's talking about, well, who's going to come from Detroit? Yeah, we might get 1 or 2. But back in the day, I mean, Parcells used to have the same 6 guys that went to him at every stop, no matter what. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
You'd have that kind of like rotation of players. So you don't see it all that much. But yeah, I digress. I'm happy that Muji's doing his due diligence. Listen, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to trade down from 7. I do think, depending on how they play their cards, there's an opportunity to possibly trade down from 42 a little bit. If there's a set of guys on the board that they like, and Paul, I'm not saying anything original. I know this has been cemented by numerous different sources all over the place, but this class from like pick 15 to 20 to about 50 or 60.
Yes.
It's like one big conglomerate, right? You might have a guy ranked 20th. I might have him 60th, and their grades would fall within the same tier or two. So, if there's a group of guys that you like and you're sitting at 42 and there's like 6 or 7 guys that you're comfortable with and you think that you can land, and somebody wants to move up and wants you to move back from 50, and you'll get maybe a 4th and a 5th for it, or a 3rd and a 7th. You damn right. This is where I think the money is going to be made. I don't know if we're going to be able to trade back from 7, but I think there's opportunities to move up and down the board in rounds 2, 3, and 4.
Well, I can't wait for it. We'll see what you do in this one. So everybody, it's time for the mock draft, and we'll explain all the rules as they're happening here. Dom C is our resident general manager, for goodness sake, and we'll be using the PFF NFL mock draft simulator. And here's how the rules work. It will be a post-combine, obviously. The combine's over. A 4-round mock draft. The New York Jets have the 7th overall pick. Here are the settings. It will be very public about them. Everything is whoop. Let me bump that one more over.
You
Everything
got to
is
share the
50-50.
screen, buddy.
Oh, I didn't share the screen. Oh,
You
did I?
didn't.
Oh, geez. Okay. Whoops. I don't know what's happening there. Yeah, let me redo that. It's not working. Okay, 1 second. Excuse me. Let me try that one more time. Uh-huh. Here we are. Okay. Is everyone seeing it now? Is it on the screen? Now, why is it not popping up? Oh, this is
Well, and he's gone. Paul is gone. So, in the interim, guys, why don't I go ahead and pull something up here, and I'll see. Whoop, he's back.
yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know what
That's okay.
technical difficulties we happen to be having here right now. So my apologies, everybody. Let me see if I could get it up this time. I was like, oh, that's weird. It's not coming up. I have it up on my screen.
Why don't you see if I can do it, and I can
It's
share. There we go.
Okay, beautiful. Sorry about that, folks.
That's
So,
okay.
anywho, yeah, we have all our settings are set at 50-50. Outside of randomness, you like a little bit of that thrown into the mix. All right, Dom, are you ready to roll?
Let's roll, baby.
Okay, here we go. 4-round Jets mock draft, and we start right friggin' now. Hey, before I start it, are you doing any Cam Ward drafting? Are you moving up to the number 1 overall pick here?
We're not doing any moves right here. I think we'll
There you
kind
go.
of sit pretty and take our picks and go from there.
All right, beautiful.
So-
Here are the picks on the board leading into the Jets pick. Cam Ward went number 1 overall, quarterback out of Miami, to the Tennessee Titans. Travis Hunter, the cornerback wide receiver, went number 2 overall to the Cleveland Browns. Ted McMillan went 3rd overall to the New York Giants. Wow. Pair him up with Malik Neighbors, I suppose. Luther Burden the 3rd, wide receiver. 4th overall. We got some wildness happening in this draft. Abdul Carter, pass rusher, Jacksonville, and then Will Campbell, the offensive tackle or guard, depending on your perspective, to Las Vegas Raiders, who Jets pick at 7. Whoa.
Yeah. Just want to shout out, hey, Dade, County, and McFly.
Okay,
Appreciate you watching, pal.
Okay, there you go, baby.
Let's do another foolish mock. This one's just gonna be just for Dade, County, and McFly.
Okay,
Listen,
that's
we're
really nice.
yeah, we're gonna gear this around what we saw at the combine, right? You know, again, this make believe scenario will be, based on Muji and Aaron Glenn really hyping themselves up around the combine. Bunch of risers, bunch of risers, bunch of fallers based on their numbers. Why don't we do this?
Okay.
Let's give somebody what they want. In you hear people that how's Philadelphia winning? Philadelphia's fixing the trenches, right?
Yeah,
right. We address the trenches. I think there's a couple things. I'm going to pass on Mason Graham. All right. I'm not going to take him right now. Again, focusing on guys that I think really stood out at the combine. That's the focal point of this mock draft. I think that there's 2 names that you can really say maybe in play. One of them for sure. One of them might be a little bit high, but we're going to talk about him anyway. And that's Shamar Stewart, the defensive end from Texas A&M. And that's Armand Membu, the right tackle.
Wow.
Right tackle from Missouri. Both of them have been absolutely were absolutely dominant and tested out better than you could expect. I mean, Shamar Stewart, I think he ranked out, if I'm reading it, if I remember it properly, let's see here.
Yeah.
So if I have it here, and of course I don't.
Oh, I have it available if you're wondering where he ranked among all the pass rushers at the combine.
No. I think his number was number 1 overall. The highest rated defensive end of all time, of all defensive in terms of
the analytics
in terms of athletic testing.
Yes.
So I think he's firmly entrenched himself as a top 10 pick. And then you get Armand Membu is an interesting one too, right? Because there's no real drop dead tackle in this class. Now, Will Campbell had a great combine as well.
T-Rex arms, though.
With the exception of the third. And now, listen, before the measurements, I thought he was a guard. I really did. Just his play style is a little stiff. His power profile, I think, really, really plays well inside. So people were looking for that first tackle to come off the board. And I think
Mhm.
Armand Membu, with his athleticism, with his strength, at 334 pounds, really showed that, he's cemented himself as arguably the best tackle, He's not
Mm.
number one on my board, but he's up there. So we're talking about guys that have excellent combines here in this make-believe mock draft. I'm
Mhm.
going to say, let's fix the trenches. Give me Armand Membu, right tackle
Okay.
at number 7.
I love it. And by the way, real quick, I'll just say this. So ESPN had like combines winners and losers and all that stuff from the combine. And I tweeted out both of these things before the show. So it's funny. These are the two you mentioned. Jordan Reed called Shamar Stewart this polarizing prospect, but he could see him going as high as number 7 overall to the Jets. So he had that. And, the question with him, people say, is his 4.5 total sacks across 3 years at Texas A&M. He's a promise over the production. And then Armand Membu is who Field Yates said could easily be a top 10 pick. And he noted Jets right tackle need at 7. So both these guys, all the analysts are agreeing with you here,
Yeah,
Dom C.
I think Armand Membu, I think his floor is probably Miami at 12.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because Teron Armstead looks like he's going to hang him up. So,
Well, I mean, and he does have, like, he's a guy that you can just easily pop in at guard if you wanted to, for a year before you kick him outside and figure out what's going on. So, again, we're going to focus this scenario about
yeah.
guys that really stood out at the combine, right?
I love it because we're coming off the combine. So, folks, for our audio-only listeners that don't see anything, it is a 7th overall Armand Membu, offensive lineman, plug and play. Booyah! He's the 7th overall pick for the Jets. So, let's jump to 42. Where are we looking here?
Man,
Dom?
you can go a bunch of different ways here, Paul.
Yeah,
You
for sure.
absolutely can. But
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm going to stick on the offensive side of the ball.
Oh, okay.
I am.
All
We
right.
got our right tackle, right?
Yeah.
One of these guys that the film was great. He went down to Mobile and had himself a hell of a week. And there were still some questions on, there are still some boxes that needed to be checked off from the specific player. I think he did that and then some at the combine. Ran a lot faster. For me, he showed the explosion that you really, really want to see at, almost 34-inch arms for this player. I think is really going to cement himself as a day 2 pick, whether it's this high or maybe towards the middle of the round. Who knows? It depends who falls. But I'm going to get Garrett Wilson a running mate here.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with the Iowa State X body type in Jaden Higgins.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
okay.
6'3", pushing 6'4", 215 pounds, ran 4.47, but even more impressive, a 1.5 split that showed that explosionness, that jump right off the get. His question, his production is great. It's a 50-50 guy, big, strong, long arms, big catch radius, all that stuff is fine. But people question if he would be able to separate off man coverage, and I think he showed the explosion numbers. An almost 11-foot broad jump, a 39-inch vertical of, and that quick 10-yard split shows that he can run. He can move. He's got some giddy up in him. So I think it'd be a perfect complement to his body style and his play style to what Garrett Wilson has. So we're going offense here early on.
Okay. I love it. So again, Jaden Higgins, wide receiver out of Iowa State, 42nd overall in the second round of the New York Jets, baby. Here we go. Now we're jumping over to the late 3rd round, 92 overall. Again, this was originally the Detroit Lions pick, but the Jets acquired it in last year's draft. Now where are we going, Dom?
Oh man, this is an interesting one, right? I would like you to look at the tight ends. I just want to see who's still available.
Sure. We need a couple of those, that's for sure. All right. Oh, baby. I see one of your favorites is on the board.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to lean that way.
Okay.
We're gonna really bump up the offense here.
Much needed.
There's 2 guys here on the board that I think are absolutely in play. Realistically, there's a chance that both of them will be on the board here.
Okay.
And that's Harold Fana Jr. and Gunnar Helm. Now,
well, Gunnar Helm, boo, 40 time, boo.
Yeah, but did you see what happened to Gunnar Helm?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I did. Oh, that poor guy.
So did you see what happened to Gunnar Helm? So I
Oh,
think that
Jesus.
I think that Gunnar Helm really not only with his poor testing, um, opened some eyes. I think he opened some eyes in the positive way because he did it all on a severely sprained ankle that he did
Ugh, that's
in a
nasty. Look
in
at
a
those
false
pictures.
yeah,
Ugh.
in a false start on his
Mhm,
first 40 time and didn't say a word, just pushed through it.
mhm.
Some say it was dumb. To me, I see that as kind of admirable. That that's a tough son of a bitch. Listen, I
Yeah.
think Gunnar Helm. I've comped him to Mark Andrews. I think he
Yeah.
can have that kind of kind of like meteoric rise early on to later. He's the same kind of build. He's Mark Andrews went right around this time as well. But I'm going to lean the other way. Harold Fannin Jr.
Mhm,
People are going to look at his 40 time at 4.7 and not be impressed. But
mhm.
if you look at the agility stuff, now he gained 12 pounds for the combine. Why did he do that, Paul? Why did he gain 12 pounds? You know why?
Yeah.
Because coming
Why?
in at because 240 is kind of that benchmark that teams want to see you as a tight end, or else they're gonna, similar to the 33-inch arms. If you have sub 33-inch arms, a lot of teams won't even have you on a board as a tackle. If you're under
Oh, wow.
if you're under 240 pounds, a lot of teams won't see you as won't even,
Because you'll
you
get
know,
pushed around, I'm assuming.
exactly. So he came
Okay.
in a little heavier. I think that had something to do with his 40 time, but the agility numbers were solid. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a receiver who had 117 receptions, 1,500 yards, 10 TDs there. He's a
Good lord.
mismatch nightmare. Give me Harold Fannin Jr.
Okay,
at
there you
tight
go,
end
tight
here,
end.
round 3.
Yeah, out of Bowling Green. Okay, we need tight ends. The only tight end we currently have on the roster is Jeremy Ruckert, and he stinks. So let's take another third round swing at the tight end position. I like this one even better. Booyah, which leaves us with one last pick. The Jets are on the clock at 109 overall. This is their fourth round pick. This is the final pick of our mock draft here.
Yeah, and you don't have to move too far.
Oh,
I'm gonna pick a guy here on the board.
yeah.
Now this is not necessarily based 100% off of combine. We're really kind of pushing the limits on this whole theme here, but you got to address the defense at some point. Again, this is a 4-round draft, guys. I know people are going to
Sure.
say we need this position, we need that position. It's 4 rounds. We don't know what's
Yes.
happening in free agency. Like so
Correct.
the make believe situations are just make believe. Um, give me somebody in the safety room, right? You need it.
Ooh.
You need a
Okay.
safety.
Okay.
I'm sure we're going to bring a veteran in. I'm sure that's going to be probably the first call that Muji makes during the tampering period is bringing in a veteran safety.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to line him up next to somebody who has a little bit of ball hawk in him.
Mm.
I need, you look at that Detroit defense, right? And
Mm-hmm.
Kirby Joseph was a real standout, right? They
Oh
had
yeah,
Kirby
terrific
Joseph,
last year. Yeah.
They had Brian Branch. So
Yes.
I want somebody that not only can, come up and fit the run as well, but will be able to hang back and sit and turn the ball over, really be that ball hawking guy. So here I'm going to take. Hang on, let me just get you the number so
Oh,
I
okay.
have it in front of me here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, and make sure, everybody, we got 413 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, baby. Make sure you're sending all those in. We'll also have, as soon as Dom C is done with this mock draft after the show, we'll be putting this up on Instagram, the YouTube post section, and Twitter, and everywhere else. So you guys can all let Dom C know how you feel. And also, make sure you check out his YouTube channel, Project Prospect. He joins me every Monday, and that's been a lot of fun the last 2 years, this year and last year. But make sure you check out all his great draft work, again, at Project Prospect on YouTube.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to address the safety room. And like I said, I want to get a guy that can help, in those run fits, but more so I'm focusing on that ball hawk. I want a guy who can play deep center field, who can really turn the ball over, really make plays at the back level of the defense.
Mm-hmm.
At 4.43 with a 1.5 split, he's got the speed to play. Some are going to say he's a little undersized at 5'9", but
Mm-hmm.
he's he measured in very similar to what Kirby Joseph did. Give me Billy Bowman, the free safety out of Oklahoma.
Ooh,
This guy is
okay.
a missile all over the field. And again, you bring him in, you pair him up with a veteran, versatile safety who can play a little bit in the box. Billy Bowman could be your Kirby Joseph of this defense. And in this scenario, right?
Yeah.
And I know you guys are going to look at the scores and say what a disaster. I don't go based on where where
Of course,
PFF has
because it's
them ranked.
PFF stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at how where I really think they're going to fall in. Again, I wanted to get guys in this make-believe scenario that you're going to you have helped their stock in after the combine. So, obviously we filled a bunch of holes at all levels. A little bit more of an offensive draft. So you hope that the free agency, if this was a scenario, you hope that the free agency really addresses the defense. But in four rounds with no free agency, you're not going to fill every hole. So,
by the way, what'd you say the size was on Billy Bowman?
5'9", 199 pounds.
All right, so I'm going to say this comp. I know nothing if it actually comps, so just curious your thoughts. I hear the size, and there's one safety that stands out in my mind in NFL history. Bob Sanders. Is there any Bob Sanders action happening yet?
Yeah, listen, Bob Sanders is he's a unique build. He is he was a bowling ball, man. I don't know if Billy Bowman's as physical as Bob Sanders, if I'm being honest, but I think his range is going to play at the NFL level. I think his ability to turn the ball over and affect the game like that is really going to play at the next NFL level. 5'9", it's actually almost 5'10", 5'9 3/4 is not crazy small. Like I said, this is geared towards guys who can affect the game and turn the ball over.
By the way, a couple of quick questions before we get you out of here.
Go ahead, man.
Jalen Milroe's hands growing? Is he a grower, not a shower? What the hell happened there? What's going on?
Yeah.
For people who missed it, he had sub 9-inch hands at the Senior Bowl, and then at the Combine, booyah, over 9-inch hands. We were like, what the hell?
Yeah. Listen, two different people, two different agencies are measuring these things. Kirk Bank, what's the guy's name? He's a big YouTube guy, former Packers quarterback, Kirk Bankert, I think his name is. He talked about it a lot.
Oh, Ben Kurt.
Ben Kurt, yeah.
Yes.
He said, he talked about Jalen Milroe a lot, who Jalen Milroe is one of, he's a big fan of Jalen Milroe. He said that, there are ways to manipulate those things to the player's advantage. So maybe Milroe did a little bit of extra stretching beforehand, loosened up those fingers. I don't know. A lot of people have asked me that question. I wish I had an answer to it, but 9.5 inches is a lot better than sub 9 inches. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah. So very nice. Cup of Philly Noodles says, BG, can you ask what Tom thinks of Betch, the wide receiver? Had an outstanding combine, but didn't run the 40. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So, I love Jack Besh. I think it's hard not to root for a kid. Everyone knows the story with his brother who, unfortunately, former Princeton Tiger football player, lost his life in the massacre down in New Orleans on New Year's Eve. Phenomenal guy. I have him as the second best behind Emeka Egbuka, the second best route runner in the whole entire class. Terrific. He's going to be, he's a former tight end. He can really, really block as a guy in the flank. Similar to not his skill set. I'm not comping him to it, but how Alan Lazard is a really effective blocker as a wide receiver, as a slot guy. Besh is going to offer something like that. 50-50 balls with Jack Besh are more like 70-30. He wins them all. He's a football player first and foremost. A lot of Cooper Kupp, a lot of Puka Nacua in his game. Those guys were not the fastest. Those guys were not didn't have those short area quickness. They just know how to get open. Really good route runners that know how to separate and know when to, sink and settle into soft spots, so on and so forth. I think Jack Besh is going to hear his name in the top 50 at absolute latest. He's a guy that, if the Jets targeted in round 2, I wouldn't be upset in the least. But I'm not surprised that he didn't run because, straight line speed's not his game.
And by the way, Besh in our mock draft scenario didn't even make it to the Jets at 42. He was picked just ahead of us at pick 42, which I've heard some buzz about. So interesting. Well, Dom, wonderful work again. I'm sure you're going to hear it from all the fans, both good and bad, and everywhere in between for all mock draft land, which I really enjoy. That people overreact to these simulation scenarios. But hey, God bless America. I guess that's all right.
That's right, man. That's right. Listen, remember, guys, it's make believe. The scenario today is we wanted to pick guys who really stood out
I love
and really helped themselves through the combine. Is it realistic? I mean, I think where the players were drafted, I think it's absolutely realistic. Do I think that the Jets should go right tackle at 7? Personally, no. I think the soft spot, the good landing spot, is that round 2, 3, 4. I think that's where you're going to see the value for the tackles. But I wanted to, give some flowers and pay some love to Armand Memba, who absolutely, I think, cemented himself as a top 15 pick.
Yeah, terrific. Well, Dom, thanks as always for joining us. I know it's a busy Monday. Here, a plug where everyone else can follow you throughout today's festivities.
Yeah, well, today, just because I got some other responsibilities, my lone show will be with Green Bean at greenbeanjetsfan.com, the 10 o'clock mock. I don't know what the scenario for tonight will be, but I'm sure it'll be a good one.
Can't wait. Dom, thanks as always, brother, and we'll catch you next week.
All right, Paul. Bye-bye.
There he is, Dom C, joining us here on the program. Again, you guys can react to that mock after the show today. We'll be putting it up in the YouTube post section. It'll also be available on Twitter and Instagram for you guys to share your thoughts. We always bring it there as well. I'll tell you this because I see a bunch of comments here from the show before we open up the phone lines. First off, let's get a member shout out here. Jake, who's been a member to the Boy Green Coffee Club for a month. We appreciate that, Jake. Thanks, pal. Every time we get a super chat shout out of any kind, we hear from my daughters, right, Luna? Wow. Rob V was snubbed from the tournament. Vote Allen. There you go. Some Allen love. We need some of that here in the channel. And NC Green says, I would have taken the E-Man Worry guy in the second. He's the safety out of South Carolina, who is awesome at the combine. Here's a couple of thoughts on Dom C's mock draft. Again, I want to say this from the get-go. I love that Dom C does scenarios. The Jets taking someone to potentially play right tackle in the first round is among the possibilities. Is it incredibly high? I wouldn't necessarily say that, but it's possible that the Jets decide to do that. For me, I agree. If E-Man Worry out of South Carolina is on the board at 42, I am running that pickup almost as fast as E-Man Worry is how fast I'm running that pickup to the podium. In terms of Armand Membu, I've heard a lot of buzz. Connor Rogers is a big Armand Membu guy. I probably would try if I can. It's easier said than done. It takes 2 to tango. I would try to trade back a couple of slots and then take Armand Membu if he was my guy at right tackle. That's what I would try to do from 7 and see if I can move back to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, anywhere in there. Maybe the Colts want to jump up from like 15, 14. They jump up to 7 for Tyler Warren. Maybe the Cowboys want to jump up for Ashton Genty, so they jump up from like pick 12 to 7. I'd love that. And then get your guy, pick up some additional assets and try to make sure you work that in. I love the highlight of the NFL Combine today. That's great because I'm sure we're post-Combine, so using those Combine names I think are great too. So yeah, if I went right tackle, I think I'd try to trade back a bit to then get right tackle in the first round. In the second round, I love E-Man Worry, and I love him so much, I wouldn't even consider moving up from 42 to go get him. You need, if you're the New York Jets, you need 2 starting safeties, people. 2 starting safeties, and you're going to need a combination of free agency, draft, trade. You're going to have to get all over the place, so it's going to be a complicated beast to try to see what you can do from that. But yeah, absolutely. Salute to Tom C., godfather of the draft baby. We love having him on the show each week. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thanks for all the questions and comments. Again, we got 473 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. Let me do this just in case you missed it at the beginning of the show. We have 2 giveaways going on the show. Number 1 is free. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel to be eligible. That is youtube.com/boygreen25. We have live shows every day at 7:30 in the morning, so get a show delivered to you. But also, we're going to be giving away a free autographed piece of New York Jets memorabilia once we reach 7,500 subscribers. I think I checked before the show. We're like 30 or 40 people away, maybe 35, something like that. So as soon as we do it, we will give that away to somebody. So enjoy for whoever ends up potentially winning that. And then our giveaway for the month of March. I'm really excited about this one. We got some other big ones coming up too, but I love this one. Throw it up here on the board. A New York Jets patched out pullover hoodie. You could see on both sides of the hoodie there, down the sleeve, there's a different either AFC or Jet logo from yesteryear. Gotham City football. I mean, you can see them all here. They're awesome. So we're giving away this hoodie. We're giving away a Super Bowl prize pack. There are multiple unique items from past Super Bowls. It's hard to describe, but when you receive it, you're going to be like, whoa. So that's part of it. One lucky person will win all three of these prizes. They will win the hoodie. They will win the multiple Super Bowl items. There's more than one. I believe I have 3 or 4 Super Bowl items here. Plus the custom laser engraving package, which also comes with multiple items. There's a license plate. There's a commemorative coin. There's a pen. There's all kinds of fun gizmos and gadgets. So you get this massive package of items. We'll be giving that away on April 1st. April 1st. So keep an eye out for that when we give that one away. And no, that will not be an April Fool's joke. That is for realsy. We'll be giving that away. And again, congratulations to number one Austrian Jet fan over the weekend. He won our February prize pack. So we'll be giving something away every month. And if you guys want to be in it, all you have to do is either be a Boy Green Coffee Club member or make sure you guys send in your super chats. And speaking of super chats, hey, look, Dade, who Domsey dedicated this mock draft to today. It's great to see you, pal. Let's get that super chat. Wow. Dade County McFly 199. Appreciate that. Good morning. Dom C will be let go as of today. Oh, Jesus. What the hell? What's going on here, Dade? That's not nice. But I'll put it down, though. You got $1.99. I don't discriminate for most part of whatever you guys put in here. So let me put you in here on the sheet just in case we send in other super chats later this month to add up to your total. But Dade, that's a little harsh. But hey, different strokes, I suppose. All right, let's do this, everybody. We're going to open up the gosh darn phone lines here in the show. We got 500 people in the room. If you guys would like to call into the show, now is the time to do so. That is youtube.com/boygreen25. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, by the way, I appreciate no matter where you guys watch, or Spreaker, which is where you guys can find the audio-only version of this show. I appreciate it. So make sure you guys show your support no matter where you're watching here on the program. So without further ado, let's do this. We'll play a quick HEP song. If you want to call in, that will be the pinned comment on YouTube. If you're on Facebook or Twitter, you have to hop on over to youtube.com/boygreen25 to be able to call into the show. Quick HEP song, and we're back next with Boy Green Daily.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Let's go.
I love it, HEP. Boom. And shout out to Gator for that as well. Our new HEP call-in video is a Gator special. Thank you to Gator for making them. If you guys have a podcast out there and you need an intro, he is the guy to go to. Affordable pricing and does an awesome job. So make sure to reach out to Gator McCluskey, baby. Again, 500 plus people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video. Hit subscribe. And also, if you're watching after the fact, make sure you let us know in the YouTube comment section, how do you feel about that mock draft? You guys can also do that in the YouTube post section as well. All right, let's go to the phone lines. I got a bunch of people trying to get on the show. Let's start off with EZ, baby. What's up, EZ? Good morning. Wait, yep.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. I got you.
I had the mic up top. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, I was hearing your brain waves. There's a lot going on up there.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot up there. Just an empty lot.
What's on your mind, my friend?
I like that guy, Dom C, but
yeah,
that mock draft, I mean, if Mason Graham's there at 7, you got to take him.
100%.
I'm sorry.
I agree.
You got to take him. And if he's not there, and you want to take that flyer on that guy who he picked, Armand
Membu, Missouri offensive lineman.
That's a guy at 7. If you really want that guy, you trade back, because I agree with you with that. If you want him and he's there, you trade back, and you can probably still get him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, but my first pick would probably be at that position, Mason Graham. And I've already told you that if Shador Sanders falls to 7, that's a perfect opportunity to trade back because somebody's going to want to come up and get him.
For
I'm
sure.
more into getting a quarterback next year. Where
Okay.
there's much more opportunities to get better players in next year's quarterback draft. This is not a slight at Cam Ward or Shador Sanders. I'm just saying taking a flyer on either one of them. I mean, if there's only 2 guys that are reasonable in a draft, why go after them? Let somebody else, like in next year's draft, make a mistake and get the Ryan Leaf next year, and then leave the better player to you.
So I'm guessing the news yesterday that the Jets have contacted the Tennessee Titans and they're interested in moving up. That did not hit you well, that news.
Well, here's the thing. I'm
Okay.
not in the war room. I don't know what's
Sure.
going on.
Yeah, right.
And maybe Muji's even better at bullshitting than JD was.
That's true. Could be a smokescreen. Yeah, that's possible.
It is a smokescreen. Come on. You cannot give up that much capital trading up to number 1 on marginal first-round quarterback picks. And the only reason I say marginal, like I said, I'm not insulting these guys personally. This is just where the numbers fall out. Neither one of these 2 guys are as rated as high as any of the guys in next year's draft.
Yeah,
And
that's what they say.
and there's been positive news about Jordan Travis.
Yes, apparently he's
So-
going to be ready to go for 2025. God bless. Good to
And
hear.
apparently the Jets screwed that up last year by pushing the kid to work faster than he was supposed to. And then he re-injured
that's
his
what
ankle.
agent said. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he had complete and utter reconstructive surgery on that leg.
Oh, that leg was
Complete and
nasty. It
utter.
looked like an accordion, for God's sakes. Jesus.
But the bad part was the bones will heal quick enough. You put the pins and the screws and that. The bones will heal up, and usually a broken bone is stronger in the area where it broke than the rest of the bone. So you're not worried about the bone. But he had ligament damage, which means they got all stretched out and torn, and the ligaments take 2 years to heal. And let's face it, any ligament injury, whether it's an ACL or an MCL or a patella or a patella tendon or a ligament like that, anything like that, Achilles, these are 2-year injuries. Now, the medical.
Hey, some people, by the way, are not buying. So, like, Jordan Travis's agent is the one that told that to Ritsamini. I'll throw up Jared B's comment here, a moderator. He said, why would they push Jordan Travis with Aaron Rodgers there? I call BS. He's questioning the report from Jordan Travis's agent of blaming the Jets.
Yeah, well, maybe he's blaming the regime that's not there anymore. That's the old saying, you can always blame the guy once he's gone. I mean, look, I don't want to get political, but we have problems with the economy, and old Orange Jesus is trying to blame Sleepy Joe about it. I mean, you can't go backwards. You're in control right now. So it's easy to blame the past regime when the new people are in control. I mean, it's just easier that way. And if you're the agent for Jordan Travis, you're trying to make it look like, no, it wasn't Travis's fault, and it's not the injury's fault. It's the ownership's fault and all that, and the regime. And this way, you want your player to look in a good light. You always want to make your player look like he's stronger, bigger, faster, healthier than he actually is. But I believe Jordan Travis is on the mend. I really do. They're very much looking forward to seeing him in the OCAs and the early round, not rounds, the rookie training camp and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, rookie mini camp, OTAs, all that stuff. Yeah.
And the one thing that makes me think that Jordan Travis has a real shot is look what happened to Florida State once he was gone.
Yeah, imploded.
I mean, they were a good team when he was there. They were a bowl team. They were a winning team. And he lost. I mean, he got hurt. They lost the bowl game terribly, and they haven't been the same.
Yeah,
I mean,
what's the commonality? Yeah, no Jordan Travis. That is the commonality there. There's no doubt about it. I will say this real quick on the quarterback draft conversation and some good stuff there from EZ. A lot of people think that this quarterback class sucks. A lot of people do. A lot of analysts, all kinds of people have said that. But if we're being honest, the Jets nor the NFL should care what I say or what any of you say in terms of whether or not this class is good, bad, or indifferent. It doesn't matter what we think. It matters what the Jets think. And this is where I stand. Okay, we had a YouTube short on it yesterday. If the Jets brass believes in their room, guys, Cam Ward is the franchise quarterback in this class, then go get that guy. If you think he's the guy that can change your franchise and he can be the guy and it factor and all that, I don't give a shit what I think. They shouldn't give a crap what I think or what anyone thinks. Go get your guy. If you think he's the guy, you pay the price. No one gives a crap what the price is if you're right. Now, if you're wrong, well, okay, now we're going in a different direction. The Jets, to me, everyone doesn't have to feel this way if they don't want to. This Jets regime has not messed up anything yet. So to me, they start off here. I said everyone, I try to have an open book with everybody. They start off for me here. And then based on new information, they either rise up like, ooh, I think this guy's great, or they fall. Ooh, oh boy. Oh, they blew the pick. They're terrible. Okay. If new information presents itself, right, if they trade up for a guy and he sucks, well, okay, that's on their resume forever. If they trade up for a guy and he's great, okay, that's also on your resume. I am going to trust this regime. If they believe a franchise quarterback's in this class, I believe in them. Let's go. Let's ride. If they don't, okay, they don't trade up for a guy. So I'm fine with either scenario. But it is titillating, and I said it on the video yesterday, that the Jets could go to the number 1 overall pick and go get a guy. Woo, that'd be exciting. That'd rev the engine. But you got to do what's right, not what just exciting. So we'll see if that's it. And I see this from Emmanuel, because there's a lot of people that say, we're not a team that's a quarterback away. I hear people say this all the time. Now, I get it. There are 2 forms of strategy for construction of roster. Make the perfect roster, and the only thing that's missing is a quarterback. Oh, and hope the quarterback drops in. Remember the Jets, right? We had this top 5 defense, elite special teams, all these things. All we needed was a quarterback. And then the quarterback blew out his Achilles the first couple plays. The season implodes, and then the team's not the same with Aaron Rodgers next year, and it all falls apart. So what I would say to that, for the people that are constructing the rest of the roster and finding your quarterback, I would say this. When you get a good quarterback, he can mask deficiencies on your roster. If you have a chance to get a franchise quarterback, you get the quarterback, and then you keep building pieces around him. Now, that can fail. Look at Andrew Luck. He was a really good quarterback. Colts had a crappy offensive line, and he sucked. The thing I would like if the Jets traded up for a quarterback is they have 4 of their 5 offensive line starters on lock. They have Garrett Wilson. They have Breece Hall. And they got a lot of talent on defense. You can sell me on why it's not perfect. It's not. They need a right tackle. They need a new tight end room. They need a defensive tackle. They need a linebacker. They need 2 safeties. They need a CB2. They need a lot of shit. I'm not pretending that this roster is perfect, but you could sell me on, hey, we believe this quarterback's the guy, and look at all these other pieces. We think we can raise it from here to here. Then, okay, let's ball, baby. But not everyone's going to feel that way. But again, I trust the regime to make the right choice. Yeah, Dan Hollis says it. The Washington Commanders weren't a quarterback away. Booyah, Jaden Daniels, and he covers up a lot of holes, and let's go. Gets crazy. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here. We got a cup of Philly noodles.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey,
I'm in my post-combine gear. You see me?
I see that. Yeah. You're suited up. Very nice.
I just worked past this kid, and he goes, I can see who you're Super Bowl voting for next year. I said, you damn right, bro.
Yeah, that's
a lonely
right.
road, but somebody's got to walk it.
Yeah, booyah. I love it.
Yeah, so, John Besh, I think, is legit. A few guys just stood out. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but Milrow had the most inaccurate passes, I thought.
He was
good.
And Jack Besh, by the way. Jack Besh, not John Besh. Jack Besh. Yeah.
Jack Besh. What's his name looked good? Shuck.
Oh, yeah, I always pronounce it wrong. Yeah, it's a Louisville guy. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm very happy if they go ahead and move up if they can. I mean, it's the funniest scenario that we're hearing the Giants are trying to pull what the Jets did.
Unbelievable. They're trying to get Aaron Rodgers. They're both having conversations back and forth. That would be wild. If he actually is a starting quarterback for the Giants and he's in the same stadium and we're watching it from quote unquote afar, but not really afar, that we're like vicariously living through the Giants saying, oh my God, how's this going to work?
No. Well, to me, I hope they get him. My thing is, I hope they don't do the strategy of then getting Cam Ward. That's what I feel like they're going to try to do.
Oh, yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That's scary because then it's like, oh, shit. Like, that's what we should have did. But you know what? It is what it is. What was I going to say? Damn, I had some other comment to make. Damn, no, I just lost it. Oh yeah, no, with the safeties, I know Dom did what he did, and he has different scenarios when he runs his drafts.
Yep.
People, I mean, we need a safety for sure. I think we should not be upset if we do something stupid enough to just. I know people are like, oh, Jamal Adams. Listen, if we grab Eamon Maury at 7 because they fell in love with that guy.
Oh my God! Holy crap! I haven't heard that anywhere. Wow.
Yeah, I think you never know, man. Bowman was nice though. He was talking about Dom. So yeah, I mean,
yeah, of course. Yeah. That's good value there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I would love to move up. Period. End of story. I've been about it. I'm saying put the nuts on the table, make it happen. But yeah, man. Yeah.
I love it. Thanks for the call, Philly. Appreciate you. Nuts on the table. Wow, there's a lot to unpack there. Or maybe not. I guess that's beauty is in the eye of the beholder. We've gone down a dark road. Let's pivot quickly. Hep joined us here on the show.
Okay. Paul, I'm not really feeling this kickoff return. I mean, I know you said that it was off the table anyway because of the back and forth. I think a better situation. Do we have how many kickoff returns for touchdowns did we have last year? Any at all?
I can look up that number. Yeah, we definitely had a few. Let me see. Let me just Google how many. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so they're naming a bunch of the people. Well, obviously we had one. Kane Nguanu. He had the return touchdown for us. Let's see. Laviska Chenault had one. Earmere Smith Marset had one. Charlie Jones had one. It looks like there was 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, Kevontae Turpin in that crazy ass end of that Washington Cowboys game that had another touchdown. So yeah, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like 5 or 6 here. Yeah.
All right. For me, it just seems kind of odd. It just seems like everybody's sitting there standing still, and then it goes. It's like go. It's kind of a weird. Maybe it just takes.
It is obtuse. I by the way, here are all the numbers. So in 2024, so this past season, there were 920 returns for 25,000 yards. It's 27 yards a return and 7 touchdowns. The average drive started on the 30-yard line. The year before, in 2023, there were 587 returns, so almost half the amount of returns. 12,000 less yards, 13,000, and only 4 touchdowns. And the average drive was at the 28 instead of the 30. But I would agree, it's weird, man. You're watching on the sideline and you're going through it, and you're just like everyone's just like waiting. It's like I'm trying to think of it's like Mel Gibson and hold.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's bizarre to watch. It is strange. So
it's like red light, green light, 1, 2, 3 or something. You know?
It is, yeah. We're getting a lot that.
I was thinking that it would be. I know a lot of it's for the concussion protocol, but what I would like to do would be to kick further back and add 10 guys to the roster anyway, because the 17 season's taking its toll.
Yeah.
And then play it, if you're kicking far enough, you're gonna kick. You can't kick it out of the end zone then, right? Yeah. And then you're back to the old, kill the man with the ball routine,
Right, which is a dangerous position to be in, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was exciting though. But anyway, that's my little take on it. Anyway, you think we're going to that when we're going to go to the extend the game? You think we're going to extend to 18?
Oh yeah, I think that's inevitable. I mean, it was crazy that 17 happened. So if my memory serves me correctly, we had the 16 to 17 jump before the CBA was over, and they've been having the conversation of 17 to 18. And the real CBA isn't over till like 2030 or something, or 2035 maybe. Like we still have a little while before the CBA is up again, so they're going to have to negotiate in the middle to do it. But to me, if you're the NFLPA, you just have to make sure you fight. When the NFL wants something bad, they want it. And they're going to be willing to do what it takes to get it. So you just got to make sure if you're on the union side that you get something juicy from them. Okay, if you're doing this, then we want insert. I don't know what insert is. Is it more guaranteed money on contracts? Is it a percentage or whatever? Yeah. Like, that's what they need to fight for. They know the NFL wants it bad. And when you know someone wants it bad, you can bend them over the barrel and get something good on the other side at the negotiating table. So, yeah, I think it's inevitable. We are getting to 18 games sooner rather than later.
I was always curious about for each snap in the NFL, what is the cost of each snap in the NFL?
Oh my God!
With player, person, you think it's over $1 million?
Easily.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So when someone takes a knee, you go, "There's $1 million."
That's exactly it. Yeah, 100%.
Thanks, Paul.
Oh my God!
See you later,
appreciate thanks, Hep. Thanks for the call, buddy. Unbelievable. Yeah. like I said, it is bizarre. It is odd to watch. It's a different bird. If you just like were born in, I don't know, 1980 or something, you're like, oh, kickoffs. And then all of a sudden you were cryogenically frozen and just dropped back on the earth in 2025. You're like, what the hell is going on here? So, I can understand that'd be a little odd. Look at this. We got Jake Asman here on the show, baby, the legend himself. He's been a member for 7 months. Let's give it to him. Wow. Boy Green, passion, energy, pure Jets fire and magic. I need to crochet that on a pillow, Jake Asman. One of the best in the business. Make sure you guys continue. It's cool to see a lot of our callers, and we have more callers to get to, but a lot of our callers are representing their seeding and as Maniac Madness, so it's great to have the crossover, the cross-pollination. Terrific. Again, I can't give enough shout-outs, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. These interviews sucked. I wouldn't be giving them a shout-out. They were great. Chad Pennington, oh, so awesome. I have a bunch of notes. I'll have to tweet out more clips of the Chad Pennington interview. That was so cool with Jake Asman. Chad Pennington, Mike Tannenbaum. I haven't even seen some of them. I watched the full Connor Hughes one that was like 40 minutes. I've not seen Connor Rogers yet, or he had a couple other ones on there too I have to catch up on. But the interviews were great. Jake live from the Combine once again. And Jake getting assaulted by the Indianapolis Colts mascot. He like put Jake inside his shirt and was going, I was like, Jesus, what the hell? That was assault, brother. But yeah, Jake, thank you for all the great content as always, man. That was a lot of fun. Unbelievable. But shout out to Jake. Thank you for the kind words, my friend. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I'm not sure about E-Man Worry at 7, but yeah, I highlighted the comment earlier. Alan said it. E-Man Worry thinks could go top 20, and I have a feeling with what he showed, he could be one of those surprise top 20 guys. I hope not. I hope he falls in. I hope he falls into the Jets at 42, but that might be wishful thinking at this point. Unfortunately, that might be wishful thinking. I'm trying to catch up. I see we're getting a few of these super chat shout outs. Let me see if I can get to them. It's my internet here. Georgie. All right, let's see. Can we get some more Luna? Yeah, baby. Let's get some more Luna here on the show. Wow. Georgie, appreciate you being a member for 4 months. And for those who are new to the show, we got 600 plus people in the room. Every time we get a super chat, we hear from my beautiful daughter, Zariah Luna, baby. It's great to have her back in town. Hey, look, another member shout out. That means some more Luna. More Luna. Wow. Easy says member for 7 months. Appreciate that, Easy. 18 game season, 60 on roster, 20 on practice squad. I agree. That's a big one for me. If I'm ever expanded to 18 games, the full roster's expanding, the practice squad roster's expanding. We're getting a second bye week. I mean, I'm working. If I'm the NFLP, I'm working in those kinds of automatics that this is happening no matter what. And then we're also going to negotiate something for it coming back. So that's what I would say, Easy. Well said there. And let's go. We got a membership being gifted here on the channel. Jets Worldwide, wide, a.k.a. Snowball, baby. Let's go. Snowball gifted a membership. We love it. A raffle ticket for our contest. Big boy. Love it. Booyah. Let's reveal. Let's see if YouTube's going to cooperate with us. Let's see if we can reveal who that member is. Yeah, it's Dylan Terraman. Wow, there you go. From JetNation.com. Dylan Terraman, baby. Just got gifted a membership from Jets Worldwide. You love to see it. And Jets Worldwide, a.k.a. Snowball, you just got yourself, like I said, a raffle ticket for our contest. Very nice. I appreciate you. Love to see it. All right, let's get back into the phone lines here. Got a bunch of callers here on the program. Up next is NY Jets FL. Go ahead, pal. What's on your mind?
Oh, good morning. I called yesterday about Steve Sarkisian insight on his quarterback.
Yes.
Did you catch the Sean Payton commentary on the NFL Network about Bo Nix?
I did not. No, what happened?
Okay. You could try to get that if you have time and pull it.
Okay.
And Jake Asman can use this if he wants. Just give me a shout out. It gives you to they were not convinced that Bo Nix was the quarterback after the combine. He had a bad performance in the combine.
Okay.
The day after they had a private workout for him.
Okay.
And an interview, June. And that convinced them. and Peyton actually said, you got that one, right? Peyton actually said, Paul, that the balls are brand new at the combine and they're slick.
Oh,
They're not
interesting.
worn
They're not
in.
worked in yet. I see.
Exactly. So I can take back the Will Howard criticism today because, that's not exactly ideal conditions. You throw
Right.
into different guys and there's
Hmm.
nerves involved and the balls are slick. There's a lot more to it than I think people realize. And I didn't realize that. But if you could pull that clip, Paul, it's very
Hmm.
interesting.
Okay.
They liked Nix, but they were not really sold on him until the private workout and the interview.
By
Let's
the
put
way,
it
real
that way.
quick, was that on the NFL Combine coverage or like part of their post show or what?
Yes. Nope. It was the combine coverage. And that may give us an insight a little bit into not really, but maybe a little into
Maybe.
maybe their Moogie's, yeah, exactly. Maybe his thoughts about how they would rate a quarterback. So obviously private throwing is a factor, and also receivers and the type of quarterback. Yeah, if you could find that, Paul, I think
Yeah.
you'd be interested in the commentary.
I
So that's all I
appreciate
got.
that.
I'll let you, if you got time to do it, just play it. I'll get off though.
Yeah,
Thank you,
okay.
Paul.
Yeah, thanks NY Jets FL. Yeah, I'll look for that and see if I can find it. Yeah, I was watching all the NFL Combine coverage, pillar to post, from Thursday through Sunday. Thursday we were a little bit off because of Boy Green Meets Woody was at the same time, and then on Sunday my family's here, so that threw us off a little bit. So I wasn't able to watch. So I assumed that Sean Payton thing was on yesterday. So yeah, I'll try to see if I can find that. Good call, NY Jets FL. Any potential insight we could try to chop up, the better. The Jets are doing their homework on this class. NFL teams are allowed 45 formal interviews at the NFL Combine, a maximum of 45. And the Jets used a lot of them on guys like Cam Ward. I'll have to see. I know Cam Ward for sure. There's a couple others too in the quarterback. Like Kyle McCord was one of them. And I don't want to speculate and be wrong, but you could check out Tom C's list. He's keeping track of all the people the Jets met with. We'll do a list on that, I'm sure, later in the offseason. But shout out. I'll see if I can find that clip, though, Ted. Jake Asman, baby, a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Cup membership. 5 raffle tickets for Jake Gosh darn Asman, baby.
Here's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
We sure are, AJ. All right, let's read the 5 new members of Boy Great Coffee Club. Cantu Raju, T. Rivera, Florida Man of Culture, New York Jets Smoking Lounge, Derek Q. You guys were all just gifted memberships thanks to the legend himself. Bowed down at his altar, Jake Goshdarn Asman, baby. There you go. Jake's got 5 raffle tickets for our March giveaway, which is going to be terrific. So, yes. Let's friggin' go. Oh, we got another super chat coming in here. So some more Zariah Luna action here on the Gosh Darn program. And it comes from June the GM. And speaking of Jake Asman. Wow. Today on Jake's show, the GM is in a 12 versus 5 war. So again, if you guys don't know what the hell's going on, I've gotten a few comments before of what are you guys talking about. Jake Asman, ESPN radio host, Mad Dog radio host, Sirius XM. I mean, he does it all. He has created as Maniac Madness, which is a bracket challenge of all of his listeners on the show. And most of them are Jet fans, but some of them are not. And they're all battling out in this bracket, and they're working their way, all the way to a national champion. And obviously, there's a lot of crossover. We have several members of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Ted is in it. We had Snowball in it. Chef Kevin Gilbert. So many people. I'm going to miss people, so I don't want to name them all off. But anywho, so we've got a lot of people that are in the mix. By the way, June the GM, with your previous super chat contributions, you have 2 memberships, baby, or 2 raffle tickets, rather, to the Boy Green Coffee Club. So we appreciate you. And we'll update the banner after the show. So I'll just I'll take that off here. But so don't worry, everybody. And shout out to For Lily and Big D leading our clubhouse this month with 23 raffle tickets. Thank you, For Lily. Today on Jake's show, the GM is in a 12 versus 5 war. So if you like June or hate June, I guess you could hate watch. Make sure you guys vote in as Maniac Madness coming up. So there you go. We'll see what happens. Make sure you guys vote as Maniac Madness. Apparently that's a Madness. Yeah. That is apparently today. So go ahead. Gator McCluskey would also like credit for Ted's suggestion. Fine. Yeah, for Sean Payton. Love it. Beautiful. I love it. We're getting a lively chat this morning, that's for sure. But good luck to everyone in Asmaniac Madness. And Johnny Boy was successful in his mission, it appears. Yes.
Wow.
Johnny Boy been a member for 7 months of the channel. Thank you, everyone that voted for Johnny Boy, and I'm sure he's not done. I'm sure he wants to make an epic run to the tourney, you know? You know, a little bit of that action happening, you know? Little bit of that. Hey, look, the big fella getting involved. Hey, now. Good to see ya, big fella. Let's go. 5 raffle tickets for the big fella here on the channel. There you go. Boom shakalaka. I guess I could get rid of all the Aaron Rodgers clips.
Could be the last year, but it could not be.
Yeah, it's last year for the Jets, unfortunately. That was for sure. That's over. Anywho, let's read the 5 new members to the Gosh Darn Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. Shout out to the big fella for gifting these, and maybe we'll still be talking about Aaron Rodgers in town. We'll see. Sonny Crockett, Chris Bradigan, Izzy Blanco, John Woo, Daniel Yanez, all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to the big fella for getting up on the board, baby. Love it. Yeah, keep those raffle tickets coming for all you guys. We got a fun giveaway this month. I really love it. And there's something else. It's not in the mail or hasn't gotten here yet, but I got another really, really cool item that's coming up for a future giveaway. It's unique. I don't think I've seen this anywhere. This item, it's not in this giveaway for this month. It's in a future one. It hasn't arrived here at the house yet, but I bought it. And oh yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anyone give one of these away before, but I'm looking forward to it. That'll be pretty cool. Shout out to the big fella. Legend. Yeah. I got Lane Train in here. How do I feel about the Jets? Hey, man, you know, the Jets, well, it's hard to know how I'm feeling about the Jets till we see what happens. There's free agency, legal tampering periods in a week. Free agency is in 9 days. The new league year kicking off anyway. So seeing the strategy the Jets employ will sort of determine what you believe this season's going to be, or at least the tone of it anyway, ahead of the draft. Lane Train asks, who did the Jets draft? I'd be for Mason Graham at 7. If Abdul Carter somehow slipped, I'd be in on him. That seems unrealistic. I'd love Travis Hunter, but that seems unrealistic. Who else am I missing? You could sell me on Ashton Genty. That'd be a lot of fun. That'd probably be irresponsible, but that'd be a lot of fun. Tyler Warren would be awesome at tight end. I would not mind that at all, looking at our tight end room. I'm less on Will Johnson now. No offense to Will Johnson. Just I don't think the Jets are going to be investing those kind of resources into CB2. I believe you can kind of do a bargain bin shopping spree there, whether you want to be Quantez Digger's guy, bring back Brandon Eccles, something like that at your second corner spot. Take a corner in the mid rounds if you'd like and let them all compete. That could work. Compete. I'd love Eman Worry. We talked about it earlier. If he's here at 42, I'd love him. I don't know if he's going to be. He had a terrific combine. But, yeah, at safety, that's another place to look. So there's a couple of thoughts, Lane Train. Thank you for gracing us. 1 seed Lane Train. Phil, are we getting anything for Devontae? Yes. So you guys, I'm sure, saw the Ian Rappaport report from yesterday that the Jets are taking calls on Devontae. I absolutely do not think we're getting anything for Devontae. If we get anything, great. I just don't think so. The other NFL teams know that the Jets will have to cut Devontae if they don't trade him. So I don't know what team would be motivated. And why would Devontae be motivated? So if the Jets are going to pull off any trade, they need Devontae's help because of how his contract is structured. He holds the cards. The Jets can't just trade him somewhere, and then they'll work on the contract after the trade happens. The deal needs to be restructured before the trade, which means the Jets have to go to Devontae and say, please, can we work on this? And he could go below me. Now, I'm not saying Devontae's a dick and he doesn't care about the Jets, but why would he go out of his way to help out the Jets? What have they done for him? Nothing. There's no player loyalty there. So, and even if there was player loyalty, I don't know why he would do it. He has a chance to be an unrestricted free agent for the first time in his career. I'm sure he prefers that. Then he can negotiate whatever deal he wants and go to whatever team he wants, not just whoever's willing to give up a pick. So, unfortunately, I know there's some chatter out there. The Jets could get this pick or this pick. I don't know. Maybe I'm being negative. I don't think they're getting buckets for Devontae Adams, and that's just an unfortunate reality we just have to come to grips with. Shout out to Terrence Hill here. We're getting a lot of Zariah Luna work here on the show, which is awesome. Thank you for all the member shout outs that are coming through on the channel.
Wow.
Boy Green, Jets Worldwide, Jake Asman. That's a great threesome. I'll leave that where it was. Member for 7 months. Appreciate you, Terrence. Yeah, I didn't threesome. Not sure I was going to work that into my vernacular this morning, but hey, you never know what's going to happen here on the channel. Anything is possible, I suppose. All right, let's keep going. Let me see if we had anything more. J-Boy, 10 days from Sam coming home. I hope you're right, J-Boy. I love Sam so much. God bless, please. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I want it to happen. Oh, Nate's on with me. Hey, there you go. Sticker CB2 2025. Hey, now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'd be nice. Hey, look at this. Jimmy Jets, baby. A 10-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. It's raining on the show this morning. Love it. Oh, yeah. And hit him with one of these, baby. Let's go. Jimmy Jets, baby, here on the gosh darn program. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's read the 10 new members. Shout out to Jimmy Jets. 10 more raffle tickets, my friend. Whitney Gilmore, Daryl, Shad Johnson, Matthew Wright, Nick Russo, Doan Syndrome, Donald Wallace, TB, James Roos, KJ, all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. God bless. Shout out to our boy Jimmy. Shout out to our boy Jimmy. I just want to make sure. Oh, yeah, there we go. So that is 20 raffle tickets for our guy, Jimmy Jets. So far this month, Jimmy is cooking. Yeah, way to go, Jimmy. Jimmy. Let's go to the big fella. He's been a member for 3 months. We appreciate that, big fella. Another member super chat. Let's roll. What do we got here?
Wow.
I know Dart is a long shot, but one could dream. We'll see. We'll see. To me, he didn't light up the combine. I don't again, the gum chewing, this, that, eyebrow raising, limousine riding, this, that, gum chewing. I don't think he lit up the combine, but I don't think he was terrible. I think he was just fine. He was just whatever. So I think that helps your case, big fella, for him to be there at 42. There's buzz that, someone could trade up in the back end of the first round. We'll see if that's really true. We'll see. If you're a dark guy, I think there's a puncher's chance he's going to be there at 42. And if that's a guy they want, maybe they'll get him. Now, if they really want him, maybe they'll be aggressive to move up for him. But I think Jackson Dart's totally in play. June the GM, with a super chat.
Wow.
Quarterback Dixon Hole at 7 is being rumored for our Jets. I see what you did there, June. I see what you did there. I did. Yeah. I also saw Johnny Boy attempt the same thing. I see what you did there. I see what you did. Very creative. And you got $1.99 for your future raffles. Thank you. Nice one. Nice. All right, a couple more comments before we sign off the show. Our Austrian Jet fan with a super sticker. Hey now. All right. Nice.
Wow.
Let's put that up for number one Austrian Jet fans totals here with his prior combinations. He's now doubled his raffle tickets for the month. He is now at 4 raffle tickets, baby. Nice. Let's go. Number one Austrian Jet fan with the super sticker. Nice. Okay, let's read a couple more here. Appreciate you, Austrian. Thank you. Thanks for all your guys' support today. This has been a really fun show. Let me see. Jay Lepsetter says, where's this whole Jordan Travis shit show headed? I don't know. Again, I talked about the Game of Thrones reference yesterday about Peter Baelish. You want to know the motivations of the other person you're dealing with, so you can try to understand the kind of person you are. What are they motivated by? And what are the things they do? And what are the pros and cons of that? Jordan Travis's agent saying this benefits who exactly? Now, Easy sort of said, it's perfect. And I hadn't thought about it in this way, but, it's perfect to blame someone who can't do anything about it, right? Like if he wouldn't say this because this doesn't make any sense, but if Jordan Travis went, fuck Aaron Glenn, he's the reason I'm still injured. That doesn't make any sense. Again, he wasn't on the right. I'm just saying as a random example, right? Then that causes issues like, oh shit, he said what? Oh man, the Jets got to cut Jordan Travis. But like Jordan Travis's agent blaming Jets of yesteryear who are all no longer here, okay. Like there's some general frustration. Maybe AG is going to pull him in the side room because he doesn't, again, keeping things in house. But I think he's still going to be on the roster. I don't think they said anything off of base. They did blame the Jets for rushing him back, but a lot of the people that quote unquote rushed him back, if you were to believe that information, they're not here anymore. So Jordan Travis is going to have a shot. And the exciting other part about Rich Cimini's little blurb there is the Jets' new coaching staff is quote unquote excited to work with Travis. Awesome. That's great news. Now, I have zero expectation for Travis, and I don't mean that as an insult to the young man. If he gives you something, great. If he doesn't give you something, okay. My expectations are zero. So if he gives me anything above that, phenomenal. That's gravy to me. And if he gives me anything below that, okay, I didn't have any expectations anyway. So let's see what happens. Jordan Travis's best shot is this. Let's say the Jets believe in Tyrod Taylor. So you have Tyrod. You have meaningful veteran addition. Like it's not someone who's going to get cut, but it's just some random guy. Like Carson Wentz, if he was added to the team at this point. If you're Jordan Travis, you're rooting for a Carson Wentz addition because you're like, maybe I could beat out that guy. Ooh, maybe I could beat out Tyrod Taylor. Maybe I could do something crazy. I'm not saying he can, but that would be in his head. If the Jets acquire Sam Darnold on a $150 million deal, Jordan Travis is effed. There's no way he's leapfrogging that. You know what I mean? So that's what I would say for Jordan Travis. I think he's going to be on the roster throughout training camp. We'll see if he makes the roster. But, yeah, I'm not willing to go that far. We don't know how many quarterbacks, what quarterbacks are going to all be added here to the rotation. So all that still is TBD, to be determined. Big Phil asks, BG, would you trade back with Dallas? They want to move up for Genti and pick up another third. I absolutely would. Yes. They want to move up from 12 to 7. Let's go. I don't have the draft value chart in front of me, so I had to double check if a third is proper value or if the Jets can get a little bit more out of that. But yes, I'd be totally open to trading down to 12. I like Genti myself, but I also like picks, and having more picks, I think, certainly helps you a lot. Folks, I don't have the graphic immediately in front of me here, so I just have to share my screen. But I want to give a big shout out as we're wrapping up the show here. Exciting news, and I dropped this on social media yesterday. For those who don't know, I am doing a live draft show on April 24th, the Thursday night of the first round. I am doing that. And as we get closer to that date, we will reveal some of the guests that will be joining us on that show for the entire first round. It's going to be like a 5-hour live stream from 7:15 to after midnight. Jericho Cotchery, Jets legend, will be joining us live that night. I'm so happy to announce Jericho Cotchery, baby. We've developed a nice friendship, which is crazy to say now. I have to pinch myself saying that. Jericho Cotchery is one of my favorite Jets of all time. He'll be joining us live that night to tell draft day stories of the Jets giving him the call that he was being drafted, and so many great stories. So again, you guys can check this out. I also announced it in the YouTube post section. That live stream link is live right now for what it's going to be on April 24th next month. So make sure you click on over to that link if you haven't. Like the video right now and show your support. Remind yourself of that stream that will be coming up. We'll be joined by former players, hopefully current players, NFL analysts. We'll continue to announce as we get big names going on. I have a lot of big names that I'm waiting. We're going to spread it out and announce some of these. But big shout out to Jericho Cotchery, baby, for he's going to be joining us on that live show that night. So thank you, Jericho, J-Co, for joining us. So friggin' cool. So pour one out for our guy, Jericho Cotchery, who will be joining us on that program. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on the show. To the 700 people in the room, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe, baby. We'll be back on tomorrow morning. Free agent rumors are a-bubbling on the New York Jets, so we may be talking about that tomorrow morning on some of the Jets' top targets are leaking out from the NFL Combine. Keep an eye out for that, everybody. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow morning on Boy Green Daily right here on the channel. Thanks all for all the support, everybody. We'll